Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for
Hi,
joining.
everyone.
We are Judie's Healing Fire and Shari from Voices from the Swamp. Normally, we join on Shari's channel. We're trying it on my channel
We'll
just
let
to
her
see
do
if
it this week. Thank God.
well, I wanted to see if it helped with the leg too, and I think so far, I think it is. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Our
it could
computer.
be. Well, and we are our internet service just switched to fiber
Oh.
day before yesterday.
Oh.
They've been slowly working for the last year and a half on reconfiguring the whole apartment complex. So it's not going to cost anybody any more money because it's the whole complex that's switching.
Nice.
And so we just get grandfathered into whatever kind of plan we had. It's just going to be on fiber instead of cable. And so,
Maybe it's better.
um, yeah, I mean, it seems to be loading things faster and stuff. I haven't really done anything since it's clicked over. So it doesn't
Well, there's
seem to
no
have any lag right now. So
So
that's a
yeah,
good
now
thing.
the test will be if we do it from your channel, if we still have leg, or if that's fixed it. That then we can. You have
Exactly.
a cooler intro than I don't have an intro. Shari has the bomb intro. I love your intro. And
Thank
if I
you.
can
I
send
do
you
too. I just got to get, as soon as Andrew gets back from Europe, I got to get a copy of the license for the music. So I have to quit doing profit sharing for the person that owns the music.
oh,
He owns the license to it, but I don't have it to be able to appeal it and say, no, I have the license to play this music. Thank you very kindly. So I have to wait till he gets back and he can go through his stuff at home and we'll get it all straightened out then. And I'm not worried about it. It's like, I'm sure my few pennies on the dollar is going to make such a big break. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We're not get.
It's not like they're getting thousands of dollars off of me for it. They might make, maybe $5 a month if it's a busy month.
Really? Wow, that's big
You
money.
know, so
More than I make. Oh my gosh. Well,
we got all kinds of goodies in here.
in the room we have Edward Kenneth, of course. Hi, Edward.
Hi,
And
Edward.
Maureen D'Amico. Thank you for joining. Dolores, Old Windwalker, Jade Flowers. Wow, got
Yeah,
to see
B.
y'all. Thank you. Thank you for joining
Yay.
us. Yes. Great.
Yes, fiber optic cable. That's what it is. It's we've had cable internet, which is a lot faster than the other crap you can get. And now we've got fiber. So, and I've heard fiber is a whole lot better, and we're going to find out.
Yeah. And I have my I've started getting comments because I am a liquid lover. I love my liquids. I spend more money on my liquids, I think, than I do on actual food. And so you can watch me progress if you've been watching me on variety of videos today or in general. I move from coffee to tea to maybe some soda to some water. I'm back to coffee again. So
Well, if it's a morning video for me, people will see me with coffee.
mm-hmm.
But anything after about noon, they're going to see me with my water glass, and it's either water or it's soda,
Yeah.
depending on if I need the sugar buzz or not. And,
yeah, I'm back to coffee again. So, and in your honor, see, apparently, and I did not do this intentionally, but apparently I have now a collection of coffee mugs, and they all have different really cool sayings on them and I tend to pick my mug based on either what I want my mood to be for the day or what it is for the day. So I thought, well, I'm joining Shari, so this is you say which like it's a bad thing.
there you go. I just got a new coffee mug, came in over the weekend. That's all of the witch and Wiccan symbols and everything on it.
Ooh,
And
fun.
so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool looking. So I bought that.
Nice.
and I used it the other day. I've got a few cups that are like great big mugs. Those are my weekend mugs
Yeah.
when
That's
I
like, it
fix that
depends on,
coffee and I go out. Yeah.
I have one, and I call it a small mug, but it's probably just for a normal person. I guess most of mine that I drink from are larger, but it's a 8 ounce coffee mug, and it says this should be a margarita. Like that's often my evening coffee drink.
And my smallest mug is probably 10 or 11 ounce.
Yeah, they're just I have.
I have the bigger ones. I need the it's like I'm not getting up and down that many times. I just,
No, no. Well, it depends on what my source is from. If I'm using my French press, or if I'm using my one cupper with grounds, or if I'm using my Keurig. I have a I have a love for
I
coffee.
just got a gift from somebody who sent me a little coffee maker that's the little cups
Yeah,
to make one cup, and it comes with its own refillable, or you can use a cup if
yeah,
you
that's
have
what I
the
meant.
full
If I'm
cup.
doing my one cupper with grounds, yeah.
So I've got it. It's still in the box. I haven't used it yet. So
Oh, they're they're
um
they're great. What I love about
once
those,
I get things rearranged over here, I'm probably going to set it up over here so that as it gets colder, I can fix myself just
have
a
it
mug
right
of coffee,
there.
and it's right there, and I'm not having to get up and run in the other room to
That's
get
right.
my coffee. So
Karen
I'm
says
trying to
she's having
shuffle.
a beer. It's been a day. Oh, indeed. Yeah, we were just talking about that behind the scenes. Sherry's hanging in there. She's barely with us.
I will buy my fingernails at this point, and they need to be replaced so they can pop any moment.
Yeah. And
Ah,
speaking
shit.
of that, I get my nails done. One, because I'm in retail, and what I do, you see my hands all the time, and I show, like,
Mhm.
I work with jewelry and watches and things like that. So I'm always showing things, right? But I'm like, I can't. It's so expensive. Like, I can't afford to keep it up right now. And so I'm like,
I do
but
press on.
if I don't do them, I grew up being a nail biter, and that's what I revert to.
Me
Like,
too.
I still do it with these, but it doesn't ruin them.
My natural nails are really thin and really brittle, and they split and they
Yeah.
peel and they break real easy. They've always been like that. I did acrylic nails for years and years and years, and then I got a nail infection a few
Oh,
times
oh,
from different places,
right.
and so I was like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. So I started doing the press on nails,
Oh,
and those are cool. I like those. It's kind of a variety. You can switch them out a little bit faster. And then I discovered the polygel nails, which is like a nail form that is just like a regular fingernail,
uh-huh.
and you put the gel inside. And you spread it out. You stick it on your finger, and you put a clamp on it for like 60 seconds, and you cure it under the light, and then you pop the form off, and you've got a fingernail, which is much nicer than the acrylic, and is not as rough on your natural nails. And then you can file them down to whatever size or shape or whatever you want. And so I was doing those for a really long time, and then the cat broke my big UV light
Mm.
thing.
Oh no, those aren't cheap.
And so no, they're not. And so I have a little cheapy handheld one. You can do like one finger at a time, but that takes freaking forever. So I went back to the press on nails because I can get like wait, let me grab one. Um let's see here. This is the one I want. So I can get like a case of nails.
Wow.
Like these are French tip. These are just plain pink, nude, kind of a nude color pink. Um, and I can get those for under $10. And it usually comes with anywhere from 120 to 300 nail
Well,
press-ons.
the thing with that, my caution on that is with what I do. I have to. They cannot come off easy, which is also
Yeah,
why
no, mine don't.
I have to.
These have been on for 3 weeks, and only
No,
one
but
has
I'm
come
always
off.
using them as a tool because I have to get in between tiny jewelry bits, and then like when we sell watches, the watches they're completely covered in plastic, and you got to be able to peel all the plastic off and all that. Like I'm always using them as a tool, and
That too.
yeah, they cannot. They have to be
The
solid.
old press-on nails you used to get years ago, they wouldn't have withstood anything.
No,
They were really crappy.
yeah,
And then
better.
I don't know, several years ago, I had read an article, Variety People, something like that, and somebody had written in and was asking, how come celebrities always have such pretty nails when you see them, walking the red carpet and stuff? What do they do to keep their nails looking so pretty? And the makeup artist that responded said, well, you'd be amazed at how many of them use press-on nails now, because the new press-ons
Mm-hmm.
are they last much longer and they look more natural, and
Yeah.
you can use like the little glues that come with it, which is better than the old glue, or
Oh,
some of them come with the tape that you can use to stick
oh, that
on it. It doesn't work on my nails, but
no, that wouldn't work for me.
so and I thought, well, I'll try those again and see if they work, and that's what I've been using. So
I could try.
and
I thought about, I'll just soak them off and then try to do my natural nails. But I know myself. I'm always, biting my nails, and I'm like I can't,
yeah.
I'm COVID's worst person because my fingers are always bent out.
And depending on who the nail salon artist is, depends on if they grind your natural nails down too low or too thin. I've had them sit there and they're like, you're like jerking your hand because it's
Oh,
burning.
yes, it gets hot. Yeah.
And
Oh, I do. And
so
then you're sensitive. I'm like, yeah, so don't burn me.
exactly, it's like you don't need to grind the same spot of that nail for 5 minutes. I mean, move on to the next one. So and it just got to where I just didn't have, especially towards the end of taking care of my mom, I just didn't have the time to go to a salon anymore. It was just
That's another
time
thing.
out of my day that I didn't have. And so I started doing press-ons, and then I discovered the polygel, and then until I get myself a new nice nail thingy again, I went back to press-ons.
So I kind of have a little bit of a cop out though, because we when we show jewelry or watches, we have to be wearing at least one glove. We have two, but we have to we have to wear at least one. And so
Right.
and so that's a good way I could cover it up. I could just put gloves on both. The problem is you use one to be able to actually do anything with, and you use the other one to there's a purpose to them because it shines, it takes off fingerprints and stuff like that. So there's
Right. I'm big on the bling. I'm always wearing jewelry. That's one of the reasons why I like my nails to look nice, is because I like wearing rings and stuff, and I just like my hands to look nice, because
yeah,
I may not be showing jewelry, but I'm showing cards and I'm dealing with cards, and so people see my hands.
Because you hold them up. You have
you're holding them up.
Whatever.
And I like them to look nice. They make me feel better when my hands look nice. So, and
in spite of my wrinkly old,
one of my little things I spoil myself with is I do my nails.
Yeah, I know.
Like I do them myself now. I got tired of going somewhere, so it's one way or the other.
Yep. Like I don't have much. I got coffee and I got nails. Give me a break. I don't have anything else.
That's it. Exactly.
I don't have food, but I have coffee, damn it. Oh my gosh. So hey, thanks everybody. Okay, now Maureen, I'm gonna backtrack.
Clarence got here, and Skyfire, and Bubblegum, and
Maureen wants us.
No, not
Wants
nervous
to,
shuffling. It's just my cards tend to fly when I start shuffling and messing with them. That
yeah.
they just pop out, and I'm very confined to a very small space because I got so much
Me
crap up
too.
here.
Me too.
I'm getting ready to do some major rearranging and adjusting so that I'll have a nice space that I can actually shuffle over and lay my cards out on, so I'm not trying to do everything like right here.
Yeah.
And so
Maureen wants us to do. Wants everybody to pray. Send some love and light her way. She says, "May I ask everybody to pray for my 15-year-old niece? She had to be put in a mental health hospital. She's going through a rough time. She's my brother's daughter, and she's going through a custody battle." So,
not good.
yeah. So if everybody could send a little love and light her way, that would be appreciated.
That age
and
is
also her mom.
really tough.
Custody battle with her mom. Sorry, I think that is.
Yeah.
And
our little dog,
died.
the little dorky, he fell today, and his back legs still aren't working yet. And I mean, and I've said this before, I feel like he's getting close in his time with us, and we've discussed maybe putting him down, but every time my son and I try to have that conversation, we both start boohooing like crazy, and it's like, I can't go there yet. And so we'll see what happens with this. It's just one of those weird fluky things, and he fell right on his back and his head, and he's like just dragging his back legs. It's like he can't move them. And so yeah, it's like I said, it's been a day.
Well, thank you for showing up.
I'm here. I got my candy bear. He's right behind me. I have to remind myself that I'm a little backwards on him.
Don't run over him, for God's sake.
He's in his bed. I would hit the bed before I hit him. Okay. But I got him one of those big, round, fluffy beds that they're designed so that for those dogs that it's natural to burrow.
Yeah.
They can scratch and dig around and like get up under the edges of it, so it feels like they're burrowing in.
I had one for my dachshund.
Yeah, so cost a few dollars more, but it's worth it. So we got one in the bedroom, and I keep one out here with me. So
so after my dachshund, who was my buddy, after he passed away, I got about a year and a half later, I rescued my dog Bear, who's not a dachshund. He's a shepherd lab, polar opposite end of things. So I get him. I don't know if you can see. Big, huge bed. It's like over $100 for this bed. He will not use it. Will not get into it. I don't know what it is. Your bed. He's not allowed in my room because that's the cat's sanctuary, and they don't habitate well.
I've heard them say that if you go lay down in their bed like it's yours and not let them lay with you, then they will be determined to lay in that bed. Now I don't know how accurate that is, but I've heard that. So I can't make myself fit in that little bitty bed, so it's not going to work for me.
I actually tried it, and he just looked at me like, yeah, whatever.
Like, yeah, you want that bed? I'm going to go take yours. It's bigger.
I mean, it's a nice bed. I don't know. So I'm probably going to give it to my son and daughter-in-law. They have 3 big dogs, and they can always use another dog bed. But I have a love seat couch, right? Because I have a very small house, and that's all that fits in my living room. But it's reclinable, so it's mechanical, and it's reclinable, right? And in between each seat is a little console, because I'm always drinking something, so I have little cup holders, right? And so when I got Bear and he refused to use his bed, I put put up the legs on the other side of the couch because it's just me. I don't have another half, right? And I put a blanket on it, and I basically made that his bed. My son comes in one day and sits on that side of the couch. The dog lost his mind. He was he's on the ground, and he looks at him and he looks at me. He's like, Mom. His eyes were like, Mom. And he looks at him and he looks at me. He's like, get him out of my seat. And he tries to crawl up next to him and like trying to push him out of his side. And then, of course, I'm like, to my son, I'm like, well, I have a camp chair I can get you. And he's like, seriously? It's a couch. Like, I'm not going to sit in a camp chair. So the dog is happy.
The couch belongs to the dog. Let's get our priorities straight here.
Like,
my brother, when my nephew was a baby, and my brother was still married to his mom, and they had one of their 3 dogs was a Great Dane.
Oh, I used to have a Great Dane. I love them.
She was awesome, but she was convinced that she was a lap dog.
All the big dogs think they are.
When you walked in the room, the first time my mother went over to the house, Sky, which was the dog's name, like, was the same height as my mother. My mother's like me, 5 feet tall. You know, she's a little bitty person. And she same size as my mother. And she walks up, she grabs her arm, clamps her mouth around her arm. Now she doesn't, no teeth or nothing. She got hurt.
Pull her away.
She literally grabbed her arm and pulled her to the sofa, pushed her down in the sofa, and then crawled up in her lap.
Oh my God.
My mom was like, okay, I guess I'm sitting here right now.
I guess I have a lap dog. Well, that's what he did when my son wouldn't get out of that side of the couch. The dog, he was so offended. And so then he crawled up over on my side and sat in my lap like, well, at least I have Mom.
Yeah. It's funny how territorial they can get over some of the silliest things, from the bowl they eat out of to the bed that they sleep in. You know, it's
well, I don't want people that don't.
I have one of those long body pillows that I use because I have a day bed for my bed, and a lot of times I don't feel like undoing all of that. It's just I'll lay on top of the covers with a blanket, and so I take the long body pillow and I'll like put it up as the pillow to lay my head on with another pillow on top of it.
I've done that.
And my cat Minu, she likes to lay down on the body pillow bed up under my head pillow that's there, and so I go to sleep listening to
the dog story.
You know.
Oh, I love it. I miss my dachshund would burrow all the way down, down by my feet. And when he got old and he really pretty much lost control of his hind end. And it got to the point where he was in a diaper 24/7. And I had a stroller for him and I'd carry him everywhere, that whole thing. But because he didn't have the muscle control and he would move, he started falling off the side of the bed, which did not help things. And so I got a child like guardrail, like a toddler rail for the side of my bed, which helped for the most part. But then he started sliding between that and still falling off. So I ended up.
We had to buy stairs for the little dog.
Oh, I did that too.
Because he can't jump up anymore. And then when I got the day bed, the stairs weren't high enough. And so I was like, okay, you're just off. The bed is off for you,
Yeah.
But anyway, so enough of our day. How was yours?
And our dog. I ended up putting
better than the current occupant. I can tell you that. He's not having a real good day today.
Oh, yeah. So before we came on, you were saying about you just watched a short with Pig's Breath. So what's everybody else?
um, um, our little Nazi prima donna, um, evidently
Yeah.
did some speech. I don't know if it was today or yesterday or whatever, where he's doing his prancing around on stage. He was probably half drunk, which he is most of the time anyway.
I mean, is he ever not?
And he was, going on and on about we don't need brown people in the military. We don't need female people in the military. We don't need gay people in them. We need,
He really did. I mean, not.
upstanding white Christian men, and because they're the manly men. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, think of it right now. This is a very 1939 kind of moment. And I'm like, dude,
Wow, whistleblower.
1939 was when Hitler came into power and started all of his crap. It's like, you really want to draw that reference? I mean,
Yeah, they do. Well, you've seen
and
his tattoo, right, on his
yeah, I
chest.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah, there was a fun quote by F-45 after the midterm blue wave thing. I don't know if you heard this or not, but he said, and I quote, "If you keep voting this way, you might not be voting much longer." Unquote. Like, what?
yeah.
Why
I
do
mean,
people not take him seriously? That's what I don't understand. Like, he tells you everything he intends, and
well,
people don't.
he told his people before the election
Yeah, just vote
24,
this time. You'll never
just
have to
vote
vote
this time.
again.
You'll never have to vote again. It's all
Right.
taken care of.
Why don't people
And of
believe that?
course, everybody on the left was like, whoa, hold the phones. What the hell is that supposed to mean? What the hell do you think it meant? It meant he figured out how to cheat and win.
Indeed.
He thought it was a lockdown done deal, and the
Oh, it
election
was.
we had last week blew their minds because the Democrat, we took seats that have never been held by a Democrat before
In
in the
the
deep south.
deep red states.
In the deep south, we had Democrats take seats that have never been held by a Democrat before, not ever since the beginning of that state. Um, we've had we've got our first female governor for Virginia, New Jersey, um, another state put in a female governor, and I forget which state. We got Mamdani for New York City mayor. So what does that tell you? That New York City, the home of 9/11, they decide that out of all of their choices, they're voting for the brown-skinned Muslim dude because he made more sense to them than the others, which of course the other side's like heads exploding.
Yeah, and immediately F-45, said, "Well, fine, I'm not sending you any funding." Like, you
Like he
can't.
can do
That's
that.
not how this
Yeah.
works, man. That is, you're. Guess what? Congress is back open now, so they kind of decide that, not you. Which is one of the reasons why
Yeah,
he didn't.
Clarence, they got an election coming up in Tennessee. I forget what position is that for again, Clarence. I don't remember, but I know it's like they've got a Democrat running for it that people are really hoping it goes through.
Did you hear?
Uh,
Did you hear about Utah? They redrew their maps, but it gave Democrats an extra seat. In Utah, they proposed like several different maps, and when they looked at all of them, because there legitimately were more Democrats in that area, they said we're going with this map because it's more representative of the people that vote there. And so it's going to give Democrats an extra seat, which is not what they intended when they took it to court, which I love even more.
yeah, California got Prop 50 passed, so that's going to give California like what is it, 5, 6 more seats?
Yeah.
At the least, maybe more. And the funny thing is that Texas redid its thing for its 5 seats, and there's several of them that are like strongly being led by the Democrats.
Yeah,
It's like, now that would be funny if they
that's what
caused
everybody's waiting
all
for.
this crap in their 5 seats that they put in, so the current occupant can be assured of a win, are
Mhm.
all taken by Democrats.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, folks, it's possible. Anything is possible. I mean, after Tuesday, I feel like the tide has turned. It feels like the
Yeah.
coin is flipped. Now, we don't know what direction or how things are going to happen, but I definitely, it was like just the energy I got off of it was just like the script's been flipped. And
Yeah. We need election
much
truth
like the
science.
opposite of how it felt a year ago in November,
Oh my God. I know.
when everybody was sitting there going, what the fuck just
Hmm.
happened? I mean, um, and we were all like, how could we have been so wrong? Because we were so clearly shown. Well, now we know that we weren't wrong, that she really did win.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's
and
just
there
it.
are more lawsuits that just got filed by Election Truth Alliance
Yep.
for discrepancies in their voter counts and their ballots and how many are registered to vote there. And
And not certifying their machines after software updates and things like
yeah,
that. Hmm.
exactly,
And some
exactly.
counties that were strongly blue that had magically way more people vote than there were people, but they voted for Trump.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, things
exactly.
like that. That just,
Um,
huh? Are you dropping cards again?
no, I
Oh,
was pulling up my socks.
oh,
Um, my
okay.
legs were cold. Um, I mean, it was like when Obama ran for his second term.
Mm,
And into the night, it was around 10, 11 o'clock at night, and start getting all these states, it's getting certified. He won, he won, he won. And I remember it was W's guy, and I can't think of his name right now, was on Fox News.
mm,
And when Fox News called the election for Obama, he liked to have had a conniption fit right there live on air. He's like, no, that's not right.
yeah.
No, that's not right. You can't call it yet, because that's not right. That's not what the votes are supposed to be. And they're like, excuse me, the votes or whatever the people. But I mean, he very pretty much let the cat out of the bag, and that was back in 2012.
Yeah.
And they were pulling that crap back then. So
Oh, they've been pulling that crap. I mean, I'm still. That's. So I grew up with a Republican family, and I began my
me
day.
too,
I
except for
began
my
my
mom.
days as a Republican until I actually looked at, like, wait a minute, I don't like anything that's happening here, but like, this is not okay. And then when the Gore thing happened, I'm like, no, not a chance. That was such a crock of crap because,
That
singing
that
checks and not counting the
infuriated
military
me.
votes, and just so happened to be Bush's brother as governor. And I'm like, there's not a chance. No way.
And what actually happened was, there was a reporter, because somebody had been complaining about the hanging chads,
Yeah.
right? And so a reporter had gone over to wherever they had the blank ballots that
Hmm.
they fed
Right.
into the machine, and he asked him if he could have one to see why it was messing up in the machines. And some nitwit saw him getting a blank ballot after the polls were closed, and he was doing his journalistic thing and gonna check it out. And she immediately started screaming, oh, they're stuffing the ballot boxes and they're putting in fake and it just went from there.
Hmm.
And Gore's
It's been
mistake
a
was
mess
that
since
he
then.
didn't stand his ground and say,
Yes. That
Uh,
pisses me off.
let's prove what you're saying here. Now I'm throwing cards. Um,
Well, and I remember him just giving up and Bush literally taking office and the courts were still still trying to hash it
yeah,
out.
it had nothing to been determined.
No, and he's like, I've got my cabinet. I'm moving forward. This is my plan. Like he just immediately came in and started taking ground, and Gorgeous is like, well, okay. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like,
And see,
really?
that's where the Democratic Party has failed
Yeah.
so robustly for the last
Mm-hmm.
40 years is that even when they
Oh, freaking
won,
fine.
they had to fight for every little vote, and 9 out of 10 times they didn't.
No, they're
They
just like,
they
well,
just
it's not good for the
rolled over and played dead, and it was like, it's like
Republican isn't good for
after
the
after Tuesday, and you had Democratic congressmen and senators
oh,
that are trying to like walk it back. It's like, shut the F up. What is wrong with you? It's like take the win and rub their noses in it because that's what they would do. And
mm-hmm.
that's the whole point is that it's time that the leadership in the Democratic Party, God damn it, it's time that they quit just automatically rolling over before any final decisions are made. They just
They didn't even
automatically,
try. They
well, we
don't
can't
try
do
it at
that.
all.
That's not the proper procedure. It is like they're not playing by the same rules.
No.
Screw your rules, stuff them in the closet. We can go back to those when we get things straightened out.
No,
In the
and you know what?
meantime,
We don't. We shouldn't go back to those. That ship has sailed. It's done. And the time of the corporate Democrats like being all soft spoken, pussyfooted, and all that. I think that's coming to an end too because people and that was
absolutely.
what the election on Tuesday just proved is that people want somebody with a freaking spine who's going to stand up and who's going to actually work for the people and push back.
Yeah,
We want people
absolutely.
like Newsom. We want
And
people like
Mamdani, you
AOC.
know, I
You know,
mean, I love the fact that Mamdani,
yeah,
after his acceptance speech and everything, he spent the rest of the evening going to different boroughs and partying in the bars with
yeah,
the people. He went to the gay bars, the trans bars,
yeah.
the Hispanic and or black bars. He went to places that you would normally never see someone that looked like him go into and walk out of still in one piece. But he was there and he was drinking and partying and hooping and hollering with all of them. And that probably sealed his success
Yeah.
more than anything else, was because even after he won, he still went and hung out with people that would maybe have had hesitation about voting for him. And he
And
didn't go in asking, did you or didn't you? He
no,
just went in and was like, let's party. We won. So
and still went
it's
on interviews the next morning. So good for you, boo. Somebody said Jeffries needs to call out Schumer. You know what? Jeffries was trained by Pelosi, and I don't see him being. I mean, he talks a game, but I don't. He still seems weak to me.
he's got a little spark under there, and every now and again it
Little
comes
part.
out.
Yeah, but it's
Every
not
now and
like
again it comes out, but it's like
it's a lot
he
of
would
talk.
always get it extinguished so fast
Yeah.
that it's like he'll spark and then he shuts up.
Yes, he does. It's a lot of
And
talk,
he retreats.
but
And
not a lot of do.
it's like, no, you need to put a Jasmine Crockett or an AOC up
Yep.
there and let them talk, and they'll show you how it's done. So
I think
yeah.
Gavin Newsom and Jasmine Crockett on a ticket, dude, that would be fire. Although they might be too much fire together, I don't know, but they're starting to work together. But I don't know.
I mean,
I think there's groups like Indivisible is like, you know what? We're done with the corporate Democrats, and we're going to start primarying them.
yeah,
Which I think they should, because
absolutely.
it's
Because the
time to go.
ones that won really big were the ones that weren't taking corporate money and were
Yep.
flat out in people's faces. This is where I stand. This is what I believe. And if you don't back me up, okay, fine. Go vote for the other guy and see what you get.
Yep.
We've already had time with that. How's that doing for you?
Yeah.
And
Same
that's
as
what it
every
comes
other
down to.
time there's a Republican president, the Democrats have to come in and clean up the mess. And then when we do that, then people are dumb enough to elect a Republican again, and then they screw it up again, and we have to
The
come back
Democrats have
again.
had the very bad habit of not shooting their own parade. I mean,
I
they
know.
go in and they do things that people love, and then they don't say anything about it.
I
That's
know.
what drove me crazy with Biden. He was
They have
doing
no
all this
messaging.
wonderful stuff.
I know.
I can understand if he didn't want to get out there and say anything because he doesn't like to speak publicly like that. But
Well, you're
dude,
the
you
president.
had a whole White House full of people that would have gladly have gone out and done a speaking tour talking about all the crap you just got done for people. And because the
They didn't do
Democrats haven't
messaging
done
at all.
that in so long, that then the Republicans come in right behind them and they take credit for it.
Yep.
And so then everybody votes for them. They go, oh, well, that's what they got done for me while the Democrats were in charge. No.
Well, Buttigieg just did
what happened.
that with F-45. Tried to, came out and insulted Buttigieg and said, of course, that's a disaster, but what I'm doing is miraculous. And this new system we have is doing really well. Buttigieg came on afterwards and like, that's interesting because that new system was actually mine.
Exactly. That's what
not yours. And the rest of what you said is a lie. It's like, call them out. And the thing is, though, is doing it on a little live on like, that's not enough. It needs to be blasted out, and you need to have talking heads everywhere, just like F-45 does, and put out the messages. And if that's one thing you can learn from this disaster is, start messaging more. That's always been my beef, is that they're way too quiet and they don't put out the information.
Yeah, they don't toot their own horn. They don't.
Why.
The minute somebody does get loud and toots a horn, then everybody's quickly pulling them back. Like, oh no, don't. It's like, oh, hell no, get out there and toot your horn. Let people know what's going on. Because that's who people follow.
The corporate Dems are the ones that want it quiet because we don't want to offend the donors and all of that nonsense. Yeah. And all of that's, I think they're going to go. I mean, everybody's tired of that. Like, it's an old game. It doesn't work. We need to do better.
Once we get back power of the House, the Senate, the White House, and start cleaning up the Supreme Court, one of the first things that needs to go is Citizens United. We need to expand. There should be one Supreme Court justice for every district court. There are now 13 district courts, not 9. So we need to expand the court to 13.
And also the ones who have been complicit with Mr. Epstein need to go.
Well, there needs to be term limits set for Supreme Court justices.
And ethical
there needs to be ethic codes that they have to follow, like every judge below them has to follow. But for some reason, by the time you get up to the Supreme Court, suddenly you don't have to worry about ethics and morals anymore.
F-45 just pardoned, Thomas's wife, so for her part.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Maureen. I'm in a MAGA state. What can I say? I've got Landry for a governor. I've got
Fetterman is not gonna. He's done.
Clay Higgins is my representative.
I know nothing about him.
That bully bigot is my representative in my district. It's like how the hell he keeps getting elected is beyond me, because he's a bully and a bigot and a liar, and every word out of his mouth is not the truth. And it's like how I don't understand how he keeps, but I blame our state DNC for a lot of that, because they just don't get out there and support their candidates. I mean, Landry became governor because nobody knew there was anybody running against him.
Oh my
I'm
God.
serious. We would have had our first
That is
black
so
governor.
sad.
We would have had our first black governor in Louisiana if people had even known he was running. Because the DNC, the state DNC, didn't do anything for him, didn't give him any money to run major ads across the state, nothing until like 2 days before the election. And I know people who on election day and a week after election day, when they were like, well, of course I voted for Landry, there wasn't anybody else running. I'm like, yeah, there was. There was a couple other people running for that job. Well, I never knew that. I'm like, yeah, because Landry had so much money, he literally
He just drowned out
the
everything else.
airwaves. He plastered the airwaves down here in ads. I mean, every commercial break, that's when I actually cut the cable and turned off the TV, was because every commercial break was him. I was like, I just can't do this anymore. And uh, we had Senator Cassidy, who's a medical doctor, who crossed the aisle and worked with the Democrats to get the infrastructure bill passed.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, he got like $8 billion for our state to do desperately needed infrastructure work. I mean, we have bridges falling down and potholes in roads deeper than the length of a car, you know. And he got a lot of work done. Now, our other esteemed senator, Mr. Kennedy, who sounds like Foghorn Leghorn when he talks,
Boy,
he was, yeah, he was
I said, boy.
he was adamantly against the infrastructure bill. He was calling Cassidy out every other sentence and just on and on and on. And he voted against it. He just railed against it. As soon as the elections came up, first commercial I saw for him was talking about all the wonderful infrastructure he managed to get for our state. And I'm like, you did not just say that on a freaking commercial where we watched you for 6 months say everything you could against the infrastructure bill, and now you're going to claim credit for it. I mean,
And that's where the Democrats need to
and
learn
it's like
and counter that crap.
the Democrats didn't do anything about it. They didn't push back, and people were dumb enough to sit there and go, "Oh, wow, okay, well, I guess that's pretty good. He got the bridge fixed over." And it's like, when did you check out and decide to check back in again? Because I listened for almost a year to this man rail on about how horrific the infrastructure bill was, and it was going to be communism for everybody and all this ridiculous BS. And then
Until they
the
realize
minute it
people
got
like
passed and went through, and the next election came up, he was out there touting the infrastructure bill and all the wonderful things he got for our state. I was like, I was literally beating my head against the wall going, you voted against it. I mean, I
couldn't
saw
live with that. Give me a
one reporter when he was saying something on some live feed, and one reporter said, but you voted against that bill. You could have heard a pin drop.
Did he say anything? Or he's like, oh no, that's fake news.
He just looked at her like she was nuts and then just moved on to the next question. And nobody else pushed back on it. If the next 5 reporters would have said, well, what about that? You voted against the infrastructure bill, but you're bragging about it. That doesn't make sense. maybe some of it would have got through to some of the numbskulls that live down there. I mean, I love my state. I love the majority of the people in my state. They're actually very loving and kind and caring people who will give you the shirt off their back if they think you need it more than they do. But when it comes to politics, it's like a wall goes up or falls down. I don't know, whichever way you want to look at it, where they go into Stupidville. And it's like, I don't get the disconnect,
Complete brainwashing and I mean,
just complete disconnect, and it's like, you literally just sit and just like, I can't believe what I just witnessed. I mean, our previous governor that we had for 8 years, is he won 2 terms back to back. He was a Democrat. He was an extremely conservative Democrat and a very Catholic Democrat, but he did get a lot of good things done for the state. One of the first things he got done for the state was he got the Medicaid expansion, which saved millions of lives in the state by getting people health care, and what's the first thing our new governor that we got? His first legislative action was he killed the children's lunch program, breakfast and lunch program, hot food program. That was covered 100% by the federal government. Didn't cost the state anything.
How very Christian of him.
Yeah, that was a road too far for him. That was communism. We got to get rid of that. In the meantime, you've got tens of thousands of kids in this state whose only hot meals of the day were the breakfast and the lunch that they got at school. And no kid had to sit there without eating while somebody else had, a plate full because they didn't have money. Everybody, didn't matter rich or poor, black or white, everybody got free breakfast and free lunch. It was automatic. And
I love how they throw around these, terms like communism and all that. And they have it's just a taboo word. So as long as they use it, then everybody's like, oh, okay. Don't want to touch that. They don't stop and think, what the hell are you talking about? What do you hear what you're saying? Like,
where they want to call it socialism, like it's a bad thing. It's like,
where's the critical thinking?
What do you think the police department and the fire department are?
Yeah, what do you think your Medicare, your Medicaid, your retirement, your Social Security?
Did you build that road you drive on to go to work every day? Is that Joe's road?
Yeah.
Or is that, highway whatever, interstate whatever? Did you build that road? Well, if you didn't build it and it's not Joe's road, then that's socialism. That's a socialist project because we all pay our taxes in and it builds the roads and it runs power lines and it funds the library and it takes care of public school when you're not busy stealing the money out of the public school to give to the private rich kids in the private schools.
Well, and it's like every other industrialized country has managed to make universal health care work.
And we're paying for it. Mm-hmm. Most of those countries that have it, they're doing it with our tax money.
Oh, Jesus.
We pay for Israel, who has universal health care, free higher education, low cost housing and whatnot, through the money that we give them out of our tax money.
Yeah, and all these Republicans going, America first. Well, how come we're supporting everybody else but us? With Republicans presidents.
We just gave Argentina $40 billion
so
they can have free health. Yeah.
So 70 billion total.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so we have enough money to give them billions of dollars so they have free health care and free education, but we don't have that money to spend on Americans here.
We can't fund that.
Yeah. I mean,
Even
we
though
can't
there's
feed
an
our
emergency fund for SNAP. Yeah,
thank you. I
I
mean, it's and then they run around and talk about how they're so pro-life and they're Christian and
they
they're,
love the buzzword.
America first. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're not pro-life, you're pro-death, you're not Christian, you're some bastardized version of that. And you're definitely not America first because everything you do puts us last. So, let's be honest about it. I
So
mean,
on that note, that's been the latest buzz that has the megas all up in an uproar against Trump. It's not that child. It's that he went on and got challenged by Fox News, Laura Ingraham, about all of the imported white South Africans to do jobs. And he's like, well, we just don't have the talent here. And she pushed back and she's like, we mean we don't have the work, our people are very smart. We can, we have very educated people here. Like, what are you talking about? And he pushed back going, well, just like with that South Korean plant, that makes batteries are really hard to build and they can explode.
They blow up. Yeah.
And so, you have to have really skilled people to build batteries. So we had to bring them in from South Korea. And she's like, no.
It was the first thing they did was somebody that worked for the company
They sent them back.
Called ICE and said, we got a bunch of illegals here.
And so, but she pushed back. She's like, we have plenty of smart people. And he pushed back. I know you kind of like, that's nice, dear. Okay, sweetheart, kind of thing. He pushed back. He didn't say that, but that's what it sounded like.
No, that's the condescending.
I know that you believe that, or I know that you think that, but we don't, because we'd be hiring people that have been unemployed for 5 years. You just can't do anything with those people. I mean, he's just like, really? And so now all the megas are pissed off at him because they're like, well, what happened to America first? So that's why they're mad. They're not even mad about the pedophile stuff. I mean, some of them are, but most of them are like, they accepted that of him a long time ago. And
well, they're getting ready to be as soon as they see the news in the morning, because Epstein's estate just dropped like 50,000 more emails.
This is going to be a great week.
And pictures to go with it.
How do you not know that he's a pedophile? How do you not know? I mean, he told everybody. Like, remember that with Billy, what's his name, in the bus, and you can just grab him by the hoo-ha and they let you do it. I mean, there's been stories. He's gone to court with women who have released court records. They had to settle out of court because he kept them in court so long they ran out of money, and so they settled. And in his, but they released transcripts of everything he did to them. You've had victims testify of everything he's done to them. How do you
They convicted Ghislaine Maxwell over it?
Yes. How do you not know that man is a pedophile? And you're going to feign your shock and amazement at this. You're either completely daft.
After spending the last 5 years screaming, release the files so we can prove he's innocent.
I know. It completely baffles my mind. I do not understand how their head is so deep in the sand that, like, you knew these things were out, and it's straight up just right over the head. Did not ignore it, and of course the news didn't.
They know they just can't accept it, because if they accept it as truth, then that takes away their fluffy Jesus man that is heaven sent.
Oh, you mean the blonde hair, blue eye Jesus? That's white?
Yeah. Which he's not. He's not blonde. He's not blue eyed, and he's not white.
No.
So.
No, nor would he like any of you troglodytes.
Oh my.
Okay. Well, guess what? We've just been talking about an hour. We should probably pull some cards.
Well, I just did, because I was thinking about what is going to come from all of this nonsense with the Epstein files because I feel like,
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of you got a lot of people unwavering stance. They're like, I want to see it, I want to see it, I want to see it. You got half of them there saying, no, we don't need to see that. That's okay. We don't need to see that. You got the other half saying, yes, we want to see it. We want to prove his innocence. Show them, put them up there. And you got current occupant in his pursuit of control. And he's not going to get it.
All right. I'm pulling cards right now. Oh, very interesting. Oh. Oh.
Shit.
Oh. These are fun cards. Are you still dropping things?
Yeah. Yeah, that's normal for me.
One of those little grabbers you can just grab and pull.
My cards get excited and they just start flying all over the place.
Okay,
so
I just did a full spread on that. I've been shuffling the entire time we were talking, just anyway. So I'm like, okay. I got to cover up Nikki bits. Hold on. So right out of the gate, we get the High Priestess. So she's all about intuition, right? And mystery and secrets and fun things like that. But crossed with intuition, the mystery, and the secrets is crossed with a whole lot of information coming out.
Not information they're going to enjoy seeing.
8 of Wands comes firing at you. And each one is a different subject matter, and it's just going to poo, 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 poo. It's coming right at you. So the fact that it's crossing the High Priestess, like, use your brain, use your intuition, there's going to be so much spin brewing probably on both sides. Disseminate your information and make sure that you're, for the most part, forget about legacy media doing their job. And
they quit doing their job years ago.
Sources of independent media and creators, support them. We're all trying and working hard, but support.
You've got a lot of excellent legacy media journalists who have left their or been let go of, and now are independently doing their own thing, doing it just like they did it for CNN or MSNBC or whoever, but better.
Before they started getting sold out. Yeah. So support your favorite content creators. But yeah, a lot of information is coming out, and the foundation. The 8 of Swords, they're going to be feeling very restricted and bound. And gosh almighty, that's going to bring about a whole bunch of illusion and delusion.
Of course.
I mean, color me surprised. Crowning everything, though, is the 9 of Pentacles, which is kind of a completion to a story. But also, the 9 of Pentacles is really a story of everything has been created and has been, like, the world is complete. Pentacles are earth energy. So they're resources, their money, their medical, their politics, government, laws, everything that we need to function in this world. And when all of the information comes out and they're feeling restricted, and this is crowning the whole thing, there's a whole lot that's been happening behind the scenes that is now going to come to fruition. A lot is happening. And coming in the future, the 3 of Pentacles, there's a lot of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles So, they've been putting a lot of work into this. It may feel like nothing has been going on, but there's been a lot behind the scenes. And a lot of us have been saying that for a long time. It's like, it's coming, like we're all like, it's coming. Believe us, it's coming. Well, we're in it now. It is here. There's a lot of work that's been happening behind the scenes, and it's going to continue to happen. But keep in mind, there's a lot that needs to be rebuilt after it's taken down. They know how to do it. They know what they're doing, but it's gonna take a lot of work, but it's coming. I would also caution that it is not going to be immediate. So just because F-45 he takes a dirt nap, because he will soon, he just doesn't have much longer left in this world. Regardless of whether or not he does, you still have Project 2025, who not only has a hold on the United States right now. When he goes, I keep feeling like they're going to refocus. They already have set their sights on the rest of the world, and they've already dug their talons in around the other countries around the world. So they might take their sights, some of the hot plates off the United States.
Which is why they hate Zelensky so much. It's because Zelensky won't. Which is why they hate Zelensky so much.
Oh yeah.
Because he won't play the game,
right? But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Just because World War II happened and Hitler died didn't mean the end of the Nazis, right? They just found other places to go. So that doesn't mean they're going to go away. So there's a lot of rebuilding that needs to be done. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we need to shore up all the cracks that are in the holes in the walls and all of that F-45 managed to quite literally bulldoze down. There's a lot of rebuilding that's going to need to happen. So currently, the current situation, here's the hermit shining the light on the snake.
Oh yeah.
See that little snake there? He's like, hey, look at that. Now you can you can just kick it off the side, or you can go around it. The hermit really doesn't need the limelight, but he's there to shine the light on the snake. What do you I would love nothing more than Comey's information to come out in Discovery. That would be magical. There's a lot of shining a light on the snake going on, which goes hand in hand with all of this information coming out. The exterior influence, we're moving into calmer waters, Six of Swords. We're moving from darkness to light. So we're in it, everybody. Like, this is it. We are fully in it. And the hopes and fears, you get 10 of Cups, which means, everybody wants to be happy and the world wants to be complete. And we just want our family back. We want to be able to pay our bills again. We want, all of this, everybody's exhausted. The hope is that we'll be able to work back towards this. The fear is we're hosed. But I've been feeling
like when I was a kid, a family could, one worker, and you could afford a house and a car and a vacation, sometimes maybe two, depending on what kind of job you had. But even if you did manual labor, you could still afford a decent house and a vehicle, and and take a vacation with your kids. Maybe you didn't go to Europe, but you might have been able to go to Astroworld or Six Flags, wherever, or Disneyland or whatever. People could function as a family, and it only required one income worker. It wasn't until Reagan got in there and started effing things up really bad. Yeah, with all that trickle down economics BS. And suddenly you had parents, and both parents had to go to work, and then the teenagers had to go to work, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
And now it's so expensive. People literally cannot live on their own. My youngest son had to move back home. He can't afford his own apartment. You have to even qualify for an apartment, you have to make 3 times the income as the monthly rent. Tell me a 20-something-year-old that makes $6,000 a month when it's $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Are you kidding me? That's it.
That's why it's me, my son, my brother, and his son that all live together in a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Because and we're down here where it's a lot cheaper than it is up where you're at.
Yeah, we're not cheap.
And, I mean, granted, if we lived in, Baton Rouge or New Orleans or something, we'd be paying a lot more. But, I mean, we're like the 5th largest city in the state, I think it is. So we're a fairly large city.
Mm-hmm.
And we're a university city. I mean, we've got a major university here. And there's a lot of families living together because you got a lot of people working minimum wage jobs.
Yeah.
And a lot of millionaires walking around not willing to pay them more than that.
Well, and now billionaire and trillionaire.
Yeah.
Right? The first trillionaire. That's what Musk just got approval for, to be the first trillionaire. Are you kidding me? And yet he is the emptiest soul that ever existed. Like, seriously. And then, and I'm telling you, so then there's, I have my own income, and had to have the discussion with my kids of, hey, since we're all struggling, let's not do Christmas gifts. Let's just get together. Like, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
And
or with a lot of families, we'll just have to get together via Facebook or Zoom.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford to go drive to your state or across the country or whatnot. I mean, it's like I was sharing with you backstage. I mean, we got a big scare at work today that I haven't really discussed, but it was enough to give me heart palpitations for a little while, and may yet still. So, I work for the state, and I mean, well, it's a lot harder for people that, I don't know, I can't really say it'd be harder, but you take a government job because it provides more security and usually better benefits.
Right.
I mean, I can remember a time when there was a waiting list to get a government job for months, sometimes years, just to get an interview, much less get on, and nowadays it's like, there are people that like, yeah, I'll go work for a private company, or I'll go work for myself. I'll do better. Yeah. So
maybe you do, maybe you don't. I mean, nothing is easy, to be honest. I mean, I've done it all.
Well, if you don't have health issues, and you do have something creative that you can do where you can work for yourself, then I say go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have that concern of, I have to buy X amount of medicine every month, and I have to see a doctor every 3 months, and
tell me a 40-year-old and older that doesn't have something. I mean, that's just part of the human condition. My final card on all of this, though, is the sun. So remember, we're pulling on the result of all the Epstein stuff, right? So in a nutshell, a whole bunch of information coming out. They're going to feel restricted. They're going to try the illusion delusion stuff, shining a light on the snake, going towards calmer waters and away from the darkness. And, illumination is coming. I mean, I'd say great results. But I want to touch on, before I forget, because I'm squirrel brained, talking about the job numbers. Dow Jones had expected, just October, had expected 60,000 lost jobs in October. Goldman Sachs, though, put out job numbers because F45 isn't putting out job numbers. So we're getting them from independent sources, which is probably more accurate anyway. Goldman Sachs reported 50,000 lost jobs in October for job numbers. And the let's see, 2025 becomes the worst year for layoffs since 2009. 175% surge.
Yeah.
It's the highest surge since 2003.
Yeah.
And that's when, wasn't that when, was that when the dot-com bubble?
2003, wasn't that? Yeah, that was a .com bubble.
Burst. And
And that was about the same time as what was that company? Enron. Everything went nuts.
Yeah.
Remember Enron? I mean, I know people who'd worked 30, 40 years for that company, had all their money sunk into that company, had retired, were living well, and got up one morning to discover it was all gone. And they were having to go work at McDonald's or something, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep. And yeah, so it's bad. And there's a freight, they're calling it a freight recession right now, because, you know, as much as Republicans want us to manufacture everything, you can't just go, poof, we're manufacturers. We haven't been manufacturers in a long time. And so to manufacture things, we need to import bits and parts and pieces. And the
we need the infrastructure for the buildings to actually build the parts.
And
we don't have the factories in the buildings. The few things that were signed up and ready to go and starting to break ground to build great big factories and whatnot to get going again, especially with like the solar energy and the battery energy and whatnot.
AI right now, yeah.
And AI, yeah, I mean, but even with AI, it's only going to take you so far, and you've got to have people power behind it of
and
some
right
way.
Now, they haven't figured out a good power source because it's such a massive power draw and apparently uses so much water that they're trying to figure out how they can actually make it work with the amount of water that we're already in shortage of. And they refuse to go eco-friendly. I mean, you know, so they have water.
Well, and the thing it is there was already like groundbreaking ceremonies. They were already starting to build some of these major, you know, factories and stuff to start putting people back to work again. And what's the first thing they did when the Republicans went back into control? Put the kibosh on all of it. And so you had these smaller towns that were like, everything was banking on these, you know, they were opening new businesses. People were moving in and planning around because there were going to be all these factory jobs, and then they flushed them all down the toilet. And you know, you got people that are like, towns getting deserted again. You know, it's like Detroit used to be a fantastic place to visit because it was just so much innovation going there. Now it looks like a hungover Rust Belt. I mean, it's really sad. Everything is just gone to crap.
Well, I mean, Biden was putting it back together, and again, lack of messaging, and nobody picked that up. Nobody saw that. Nobody acknowledged all of the work that he did and all of the accomplishments he had, and how much, especially post-COVID, we had the best recovery on the entire planet. And yet the Republicans won with their messaging of what a disaster we are. Are you kidding me? Compared to where we came from, are you kidding me?
And it also shows the destruction of the media, and that there was a time when a White House wouldn't have to run out every 10 minutes to toot its horn and say, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Because you had your main network and journalists and newspapers that were out reporting on this stuff being done. And now they're not, you know, because they're told you can't talk about that. Or you can't.
Ever since, I mean, Reagan did away with truth in journalism. So thank you, Reagan, again.
Yeah, exactly. And
now somebody brought up a good point about that. It may have been Sterling actually was talking about that. That's one thing that AI is going to be great at, because he thinks that with all of the news media and everything, AI is going to have instant fact checking on things. So that could be good. However, AI is only as good as its information. So if you feed it the wrong information, then there's that.
Then you're gonna get
it's still a
the
computer.
wrong information back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
anyway, well, hopefully cards are right and good things will come out of the Epstein stuff.
I really do. After election day, it was like I was excited that day, and I thought I'll wait and see how I feel in the morning.
Yeah.
And the 2 days leading up to election day, and then election day itself, the cards I drew for my lunchtime drawing that I do, I got such positive cards. I was almost scared to be excited about it for fear that it was all going to go down the toilet. And then that amazing Tuesday when we just rolled the floors up with them, and it was like I thought, okay, I could, I started to go live a couple of times that night, and I changed my mind and decided not to do that because I wanted to wait and see how I felt the next day. And the next day I got up and the energy was just different.
Yeah.
It was just like, it felt different. It was like, wow, this is that little change that we needed to start getting things rolling again. It felt almost like the timeline shifted back closer to where it was supposed to be, because we got so out of whack with the big election in 24. It's like we didn't just jump timelines. We like cargo ships away from it. It's like, what the hell? And it felt like after Tuesday, it felt like, wow, okay, we're shifting back to, we're going back to where we're supposed to be in our timeline, is how it felt to me anyway. So
coming back center.
I'm hopeful. I really am. I'm hopeful. That doesn't mean it's not going to get worse, y'all. Because with everything that comes out, he's gonna be slapping back. He's gonna be doing all kinds of crazy crap that we're not gonna be able to stop, to try to make us stop. And I think we've gotten to the point that enough people have woke up now that it's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Well, and earlier, granted, I haven't checked in the last few hours because I've been doing shows, but earlier there I saw a thing on, there's about 100 Republicans that are going to stand firm now and demand that, they're not supporting him. Basically, they want the Epstein files. It doesn't matter who he calls and all that. They're like, they're starting to take their stand. Like the super megas are like, all of a sudden, oh no,
what was it?
They swallowed the Kool-Aid. They're not coming back.
It took originally six, I think, 4 or 6 Republicans.
Yeah, and now there's
in the House. And now they've got like 100 of them that have jumped over. It's like, you're toast.
Yeah. So real quick, because we should probably wrap it up here. So first of all, everybody, please like, share, subscribe. Both Shari and I. Shari, you're trying to get to 10,000, right?
I'm almost to 9, so
okay,
I'm pushing on 9, so that gives me a little over a month to hit 10. So please go subscribe.
Yes, and hit the alarm bell, because if you don't hit the alarm bell, you may not get notified. And I'm hearing from people that they're not always getting notified anyway. So keep an eye on your favorite content creators, and just
also keep in mind YouTube has been on another purge again, and they do it every few months. They just, and it's not on a particular person or topic. It's just a random algorithm kind of thing, and they swear up and down it doesn't do it, but it does. Where it just randomly goes through and starts unsubscribing people
away. So check your subscriptions. Also, after the live, if you guys would be so kind, come back and make 7-character comments. It could be emojis, it can be words, it can be letters, whatever. But that 7 characters seems to be the algorithmic.
Good or bad, just whatever, just 7 characters.
It doesn't really keep track of the comments and everything that happens during the live. But if you go back in after the live and make a comment on the video comments, that seems to help. But
the chat is one thing, but I think that's more for our benefit. But is when you go in after the show and leave a comment, that's what affects the algorithm.
Right. And then YouTube likes to know for what I've been able to gather, they're purging people who don't interact. So you know how we always have lurkers, and it's okay to be a lurker, but if it doesn't see you interacting, it will probably wipe you out of your whatever you're.
You'll get unsubscribed. I mean,
so you just have to be more diligent about making.
Even if all you do is show up in the chat and say, "Hey, everybody," and you don't say anything else until the very end, and you say, "Nice show" or "Sucky show" or whatever, you've interacted. Yeah, I mean, just.
Anyway. Do you have anything coming up this next week, or?
I do. I have. If I can get to the right page, I've got.
You have your slumber party. I want to
monthly. Oh yeah, we'll have to set that up. I've got monthly mysteries with Amy, and Mel is going to join us Friday afternoon at 5. And then I have a members only live stream at 7, and I have a hair appointment to go get my hair cut at 1:30 when I get off work.
There you go.
Because I'm tired of the straw at the bottom here. And Saturday, I've got a live with Sun Psychic Jean. I've got Diana and Valerie coming on to do our monthly astrological checkup, because I don't understand any of that crap. And slumber party with Ramon. I don't understand astrology. They come in and they talk about this and that and this house and that house and this is. I'm like, it's fascinating. I don't understand it, but it's fascinating. And so they come on and they give me a monthly breakdown.
I love
it. And then the slumber party with Ramon Saturday night, and that's good for the weekend.
Okay.
Sunday I sleep. Well, Sunday I have a private reading, and then I have backstage for Arthur. But in between that, I'll be sleeping. So, or doing laundry, or both. Throw a load in and take a nap. Yep.
The above.
All of the above. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Monday I'll be doing a pre-recorded show with Helen. So.
Oh, good.
I just don't know what time.
Figuring that. Well, it's recorded, so it doesn't matter.
It'll have to be after I get off work. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm done with my lives for this week. Next Tuesday, I've got one with Peaceful Nick the Medium on Tuesday again. And then we have
I've not met her yet.
Oh, she's fun. I really like her. Yeah. We had a great time. We've done them before. We're doing it again. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
We'll have to do a 3-person.
Oh, we should.
And the way I can meet her. Yeah.
I know. I want to meet Mel and Arthur too. That would be fun. I haven't actually.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
We'll figure it out.
And
but
then
anyway,
real quick, on Black Friday, which is the 29th, I am doing a fundraiser with Nate for his new Oracle deck, which is just coming out, and it's called Oracle of the Whales. And this is the book, and then these are the cards.
Oh, I love that. I want
cards. And we will be doing a fundraiser on Black Friday on his channel, because he's already got it all set up for fundraisers. So, but I'll be working with him on that to help him out. So, because he's doing, I know he's doing a fundraiser. I think he has a Kickstarter on it as well, where you can go in. I'll have to go back and look.
Check it out.
they're beautiful. The cards are gorgeous. I
Oh, I
mean,
love it. And I love whales and the ocean and all that. So that's
yeah, me
fantastic.
too. So
I've got have you seen this Oceans of Wisdom Oracle deck? Such a beautiful deck. It's really
mm-mm.
pretty. It's a nice.
Who's it by?
That's a great question. Empath. I can't talk. The empath soul. It's all one word though. So you feel.
No,
Anyway,
okay.
it's but it's such a beautiful deck. I mean, look at that. Look at the artwork on that.
Oh wow, I love saturated
Absolutely
colors.
stunning.
That really gets me.
And I mean, it's like it has all the meanings on it, on the card, but the artwork is just absolutely gorgeous. So, and
Yeah,
they're really exotic. I like them.
just got my newest Trish James deck,
Oh,
personal prediction deck.
ooh, I want to get one of those. Nice.
So that came in the mail last night, and I'm
I gotta get my nails
waiting on another deck from her to come in.
nice.
That's a brand new deck. So it's like you have to jump on them as soon as they come out, or they're out. They sell out really fast. And so she has really great decks. And but yeah, I mean, regular stuff, lots of stuff. We've got a 4-day weekend coming up for Thanksgiving, thank God. And
well, as you guys probably if you're familiar with me, you know that I have a preemie grandbaby, so I'm spending more time at the hospital these days. But I'm doing I'm
done playing mama.
What was that?
I said you'll be playing mama for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We're gonna go see him in the hospital. So he was born at 29 weeks. He's 2 weeks and 2 days old. He was born at 3 pounds 2 ounces, and he's almost 4 pounds now.
Wow.
But he was intubated, had 2 chest tubes through his ribs, and CPAP, and all the tubes are out. He still has his little CPAP, which is cute. I love it, little baby CPAP. Yeah. But he's doing really well, and he's nuzzled mama for the first time today, and he's doing really well. So
awesome.
Thanks for little man.
Yeah, my son was 5 pounds 4 ounces when he was born.
Yeah.
The little preemie diapers went like all the way up to his armpits and all the way around.
Yes, I held it, and I have tiny hands. I don't know if you can tell, but the rest of me is not tiny, but my hands are. And the preemie diaper like didn't take up my hand. It is so tiny.
Now they're smaller now than they used to be. So they are. There's nothing like being in a NICU for those little babies. Oh God,
yeah, he's going to be there for a few months.
So adorable, and you just want to pick them all up and hug on them and kiss on them, and you can't touch them most of the time.
I can't hold him yet. I won't be able to hold him till maybe around Christmas. So mom and dad can hold him, and the nurses can, and the nurses actually hand him up. So I can't hold him. I can like put my little finger in there and that kind of thing, but I can't.
I had a friend years ago. She used to go the little local hospital, and they had a NICU unit, and she would go volunteer to just go sit. She would do she had to do the full thing, and would sit in the rockers with the little bitty NICU babies, and would just hold them and rock them and sing to them and feed them. And, she'd be there for a couple of hours, but it kind of gave the nurses a break, and it gave that personal interaction with somebody, with the baby, because that's so important with their, especially that tiny. They need that touch. Even if it's through gloves, it's still she couldn't have children. She was a little bit older than me. She couldn't have kids, and so she got it out of her system by she'd go a couple times a month to the NICU.
Bless her.
And just go hang out with the babies, and it's like that's awesome. And
that's why I rescue puppies and I can't have puppies or kittens, and so I rescue them.
Yeah.
But my son was born at 10-pound babies, and so I'm like, oh, your baby is 1/3 of the size you were. less than 1/3 of the size you were.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, well,
Tomorrow
thank
I
you
get
for
all
being
this
with
mess
me.
cut off.
So
Wait.
please like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things. Please consider being a member to our channels as well. We would really appreciate that. And one-time donations are also greatly appreciated. We both have links and on our on our channels. And thank you so much for being a part of our evening. And time. We will see you soon. So peace out.
Hi, y'all.